Hey, we're back, y'all. Round 4 action. We got our own Dan Horgan
Yep.
gonna be commentating on himself.
Yeah,
Don't suck your own dick too hard, okay, Dan?
I'll try.
I'll do that for you, baby.
All right, thanks.
So we got Scott Kuyawa here on the right, playing green black mid range.
Yeah.
So tell me how this match went for you, Dan,
Um,
without giving us too many spoilers.
So
How did it feel?
This is typically a really bad matchup for me, game one.
Okay.
Typically. Yeah, and I rolled 11, so I get to be on the play, which is
So
that's
that's
really
huge.
key for me.
Yeah.
I have to have lightning strikes to deal with Wild Growth Walker before they explore with it.
Okay.
If they explore with the Wild Growth Walker and I don't have an answer, I just lose.
That's fair.
Game 2, I get to board into Angels, and it makes my matchup a lot better.
Okay.
So my opening hand's pretty good. I shock myself.
Legion landing, turn
Yeah.
1 here. So I think the onus is going to be on Scott here to either have, like you said, a Wild Growth Walker on 2 or just
Yeah.
have a flush of removal. Because that's also another route this green-black
Yeah.
deck can take to victory is just 1-for-1 you until you're done. 1-for-1 you for 4 turns and then play 2 dudes on turn 4.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to, at this point, just be faster.
Trying to be as aggressive as possible.
And so I have the lightning strike in my hand, and I actually just pass here,
Mm-hmm.
even though I do have. No, I don't have a turn 2 play.
No,
Sorry.
so you actually just had the perfect lineup there because you didn't have a turn 2 play. You weren't punishing yourself.
And then I see my Swift Blade Vindicator.
Right on time on turn 3.
Yep, and I just jam it to Sheik.
Which honestly, this couldn't go any better for you if you asked it to. You really do want to be able to spend your turn 2 mana, maybe not spend casting that creature, but putting yourself so far ahead on board that now the onus is on Scott to really. He has to start removing creatures. You know, your guys are getting too big. This vampire is going to be a 3/3 with lifelink next turn.
Yep.
So Scott has to start. He has to get rid of this Tajik. That's step 1.
Yep, and so he's gonna play Midnight Reaper.
Which honestly, you're totally fine with.
Right. Yeah, especially because I have another Tajik in my hand.
When you just do a
But,
Justice Strike there. Justice Strike.
I don't remember what I do here, but I don't think I need to use the Justice Strike here. I think I just attack with the Tajik in the token. Game 3. I guess I do use the Justice Strike. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You're
trigger.
not playing anything else here. You only have a 4-drop and then another Tajik as far as creatures that, aren't going to be as profitable to cast.
Right.
You have that Vindicator, but that's not the best on this board. I really agree with your line here. Just getting in for 6, getting rid of that creature, putting yourself in a position that Scott is really under the gun here.
Yeah.
You're presenting a 2-turn clock here at the very minimum.
Right, and if I draw a land and I just play a
And Aurelia,
Aurelia, it's
yeah.
real good for me.
Scott
Can't
here
even see
mulling.
Scott's hand. Yeah.
He's mulling over his
Gonna
options
play-
here. He's going to play another Midnight Reaper.
and a land. Where else? Okay.
So he's got some
and,
blockers here, but you're playing really fast. You can see the writing on the wall here.
Yeah, I'm just like, I have this game.
You
nothing
can-
I could do. Nothing he can really do about it.
Did you draw a 4th land there?
I did not.
Okay,
I
I
drew
couldn't see
another
it.
Aurelia.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go to combat here. Let him go to blocks.
Yeah, hold up your mana to give your guy first strike.
Yep, and I don't even have to
Nope.
trade. I'm gonna gain 3.
And I'm sure you're going to just play this Swiftblade Vindicator here.
Then he's
Next
going
turn
to
it's going to be a
5 to draw 2. And then I'm just gonna play Swiftblade Vindicator here
Going to be a
because
2/2 double striking,
Yep.
trampling,
Especially if I can
vigilancy
see an
next
Aurelia.
turn. Yeah, next turn if you play an Aurelia, you're just going to hit him for like 800 damage roughly.
yeah.
So I really like where you're at. Game
Yeah,
1
no.
seems pretty nice for you. He didn't do a whole lot.
Right, yeah. If I didn't have that lightning strike, this is probably a different story.
And this, well, no, here's the thing. This is the difference in game 1 of these matchups of having creatures on the mid-range side versus your removal package.
Yeah.
If if instead of playing Midnight Reapers, he's just playing like Moment of Cravings or Cast Downs or Vraska's Contempts. He's probably
So
very
there's-
favored.
yeah.
There's that Vraska's Contempt. If he's been doing that all game, he's probably very favored to win, honestly.
Right,
You
but
know
he
what I mean?
hasn't, and I have another Tajik here, so I'm swinging exactly 7
So you
with
were
my
getting.
mentor, and just boom,
He did help
mentor,
you in that regard.
7.
Yeah, get him. Game's over. And you do have 3 powerful 4-drops left over.
And I'm just like, I have 4 drops, or I have 3 4-drops in my hand. I have 2 Aurelias and then a
Wait
Johnny.
until I draw a land, buddy.
Yeah, right.
You're like literally any card off the top is just gas forever. Because if it's 3 mana or less, you can cast it.
Yep.
If it's a land, you've just unlocked all of the most powerful cards in your deck.
And there's only 6 4-drops in the main board, so like it's really weird that I see all 3. I see 3 of the 6. There's 2 Aurelia, 2 Ajani, and then 2.
You weren't complaining.
Phoenix. Right? Yeah.
So you're gonna bring in 2 Tocatli Honor Guards here, 2 Resplendent Angels, a couple of Shalais.
Yeah, 2 Shalais, and then 2 Lyra.
So I didn't really get a good chance to see what Scott was bringing in.
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't remember seeing. It looks like he's bringing in Bronodons for my landings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He really just doesn't want it to flip.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I was really trying to do is just flip it so I could play this Aurelia. He was able to just deal with it.
Yeah.
Well enough. One of the cards I always take out, I feel, after game 1 is I take out 2 Ajanis. It's okay if I'm in game 1. But I feel like it almost comes out in almost every matchup. I leave it in against control, though.
So is it a card then you think you should be cutting from your deck?
I'm really not too sure because there's times where it's just been so good, especially with when I'm trying. Because like game 1, I'm just trying to mentor, trying to put counters on things. And with an Ajani, allowing things to be able to mentor bigger creatures. I'm playing a Danto Vanguard. So a lot of my creatures can't mentor Adanto. So if I can have an Adanto Vanguard and a Tajik and like a token or whatever, and I can pump the token and the Tajik and then mentor the Adanto Vanguard, it just seems really good to me.
Okay.
Just being able to get my creatures bigger and also putting them on Swiftblade Mitigator and then mentoring it.
Yeah, that's true.
Also the -2 really relevant, bringing back a Swiftblade Mitigator. Bringing back Boros Challenger, a few things.
I gotcha.
Bringing back an Adanto against control.
Yeah, okay. So, from Scott's side of the matchup, I really just want to see him, like, Golden Demising and Vraska's Contempting and Moment of Craving as much as he possibly can. His creatures aren't as relevant. He just, as I was talking about, needs to be removing yours. Yeah. That's how you win this matchup. You remove your early creatures, and then you play your creatures afterwards. Because his creatures are better than yours. In the long game, by turn 5, his creatures are going to outvalue you. They're going to gain him a bunch of life, and you're just going to lose that way. Yeah. Unless you can really get some big angels out, which you did bring in out of the board, and you do have some main decks, so it's not like you're a dog in that regard. Yeah. But in the mid game, he is much more favored.
Yes, no doubt. Like if he can just start off like on a turn 2 Wild Growth and then turn 3 Jade Light or something like that, I can't win. I can win. It's just really
I was going to say, that doesn't feel as bad for you as it is just removing all your stuff. I just want to see all the removal spells. Yeah. That's what I want to see. Just kill everything.
And I'm pretty sure I shipped this hand. It's just not...
Yeah, you only had a 1 land, right?
Right.
1 land and a bunch of 2 and 3 drops.
Yep.
So... real easy send. And there are draws in this deck where you can keep 1 land, where if it's just all your 1 drops, sure.
If I have like 2 Goblin Bannerets, Legion's Landing, and a Shock Land, like I'm keeping that hand.
Yeah, all day.
No reason not to. Especially, it depends though. Like if I have the other 3 cards are 4 drops, I'm more likely to ship that hand.
Yeah.
But if it's 2 drop, so it's 3 1 drops a land, 2 drops in a Legion War Boss or a Tajik or something, and I'm on the draw, I'm keeping it.
Send it.
And that has backfired quite often.
Oh, yeah. But that's what we came here for, right?
Right. Sometimes you just got to do it. So I have double Legion's Landing. This hand is really wonky, but...
Well, the double Legion's Landing hands aren't always the worst, because at least like when you're on a mulligan, especially on a mulligan, because at least you're spending your mana. You do draw a 3rd land here, which isn't the worst, but I don't want to see you draw anymore now.
Yeah.
I want to see you draw some creatures for a while.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you do have that integrity, and the Legion's Landing is just a 1/1 vampire. You know what I mean? Yep. The second one is.
And he gets to put a counter on it, which is not great for me, like at all.
No, it's not actually. It's pretty relevant. Holds back your entire force.
Yeah, basically I'm on the plan here of
and there's another land.
Yeah, I'm okay with drawing the 4th land. I don't want to go more than that right now.
I mean, your deck does curve out at 4, but I just want to see you being more proactive than what you're being. Your hand isn't really. I wanted to see like a 2-drop there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
More
no,
than
I did
anything
too.
else, I
Yeah.
wanted to see like a Swiftblade Vindicator to go along with that integrity in your hand.
Right.
Something like that to just really start putting some pressure on.
Right.
That's more what I meant.
Yeah. And I don't think playing the Legion's Landing's awful for me.
No, it's not the worst. Like
you know,
I said, it's,
especially because I have a Tajik, and so this next turn I'm just gonna swing, flip my landing, and then I like at the very worst I could just make 1/1 blockers.
forever, right?
And there's a Lyra,
And so
I
you are
do
going to get
kinda
paid
wanna
off for
see,
those
you know,
lands, yeah.
especially with flipping this landing
Yeah.
on this turn. I hope.
You know, and so that's the point of the sideboard, though.
Yep.
You know, sometimes you have these mulligans to 6 where you're kind of flooding out, but then you bring in a very powerful 5-drop like Lyra, and suddenly you're like, oh man, now I'm really glad I drew all these lands. So the onus, once this Lyra comes down, is really going to be on Scott to have exactly Vraska's Contempt, because I'm pretty sure that's the only card they play that deals with it outright.
Yeah. And if he does play have like a Golden Demise or something, I do have the Integrity Intervention for my Tajik to keep it, which is
That's a big
kind of
game.
important, you know?
It also beats Moment of Craving there, too. So
Yes.
it beats 2 different removal spells that these decks typically play.
3 mana for a Golden Demise.
Oh, see,
and
there
I
it
think
is.
here's actually where I put that play in.
Yeah. It's almost like you played it yourself, right?
Right? And I pick up my Tajik, like, oh,
like,
he's
oh.
dead. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, that's why I made
That's
this
why I did
play,
this
you know?
play, yeah. You were like, future me will appreciate this.
Yes.
And that really is a beating there. And that's a
So I'm
Boros
just gonna hit
Challenger off the
combat.
top, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna get in there for 3. See, beating that Golden Demise is really bad for Scott. Because if it was just a Lyra, I say just a Lyra, but 1 Vraska's Contempt and the board's back at parity and he's still at 15. You
Yep.
having that integrity there is so big.
Yes. Yeah, it's a...
That's
really
probably going to
good
be
card.
like, if he does answer this Lyra, that will be what changes this game, is you
Right.
keeping this Tajik around.
Yeah. If he plays Doom Whisperer, though, it would have been nice to, be able to keep the... I'm like, I was like, I get to kill this thing? No,
it
he
doesn't.
can't.
Yeah, that
he
one can't kill that one. He does eat the Tajik,
And
though.
then he's just like, oh, man, if you want to put that in your graveyard, go ahead. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, I thought that was the other Vraska. Like,
Big Vraska.
right.
So you're left here with land and Boros Challenger, I believe?
Yeah. Which I can just play the land, play the Boros Challenger, and then I can make a 1/1
Yeah,
at the end step.
that's what I was seeing. Which is totally fine. No, you just don't even care about the Planeswalker. You're going for him, huh?
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
It's
You're on a
at 1
one-time
I don't
clock now.
care. At 1 I don't care.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead and draw a card, bud. Right. Because he has to answer the Lyra or he's going to die.
yeah. And that was my whole plan. I'm like, you're at 7. I have to try to kill you here.
See, my first instinct is always kill the Planeswalker, right?
Yep.
But, you do some quick maths.
Yeah. In the long run, I probably should have, but
That is an argument there. If you're not 100% sure you're going to kill him now,
right.
you do always go for the Planeswalker because that's what they're there for, is to sit and gain value.
Yeah.
And if he finds exactly Vraska's Contempt or Ravenous
And
Chupacabra
he
or
sees a
Doom Whisperer,
here, which is really, really rough.
because it's really hard for you to answer that card.
Yep.
So now we're going to just sit here at parity for a minute,
And I see a Goblin Banneret.
which is fine. You're going to start
Yeah.
going wide here. Eventually, with this Adanto, if he doesn't
well-
start presenting more guys, you will flood the board.
The part with the playing the Goblin Banneret here is with my lands, I can pump it and mentor Lyra to make it a 6/6 with first strike. So I deal with the
Okay.
Doom Whisperer. And then I also have another 1/1 to attack with.
Right.
Because I'm going to make a 1/1 at the end step. But I believe here this is real rough for me. This is the whole game changing point, I think. Because if he doesn't, I believe he plays Finality here.
That's going to be rough.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, he plays Finality, puts 2 counters on Doom Whisperer, and I'm just like, yep, that was your one out here. Because otherwise I'm mentoring this Lyra and killing you.
yep. That's some beats.
Yeah, that was...
That's punishment for not killing that planeswalker, like I was just talking about a minute ago.
Yep.
Because, drawing that extra card is probably what found him.
But then again, that turn wouldn't have been lethal, though, if I did kill Vraska.
Mm-hmm.
He would still be at 14 or 12, I mean. So...
It's an argument, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get to this point eventually, so do you rather get to this point with him having the active planeswalker and being at 14, or without the planeswalker and being at 14, pardon me, or with a planeswalker at 8?
Right, yeah. And it's... Vraska didn't scare me as much. This Vraska, if it was big Vraska, I would have killed him.
And isn't he gaining life from this Vraska too?
Yes.
So he should have gained 2.
Yeah, he should be at 9. Because he's sec 2 permanents.
Yeah,
so
you're
far.
right. So here Aurelia is still not even good enough to push this Lyra through the 80 Doom Whisper. The often unthought about 2+1/+1 counters part of that being really, really relevant in this situation, because even a 7 power first striker is not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and man, and there's a Carnage Tyrant on top too. So we have a fight here.
Right.
A fight of big Haymaker cards. Kind of interesting. I like these kind of board states.
Yeah, this is a really rough board state for me. Like in this position, there's nothing I can do. And I should be at 19.
Yep.
I did math wrong. And he's going to plus. Again, sack, maybe.
I would.
I'm looking at this card. I'm like, what does this emblem do?
Oh, God, it's going to put me at 1?
No. It doesn't put you at 1. It's just whenever a creature deals combat damage to you,
you lose.
And I'm like, oh, man, this is really worrisome.
This is maximum punishment.
Right. And I was just like, oh. In hindsight, I probably should have swung both my Lyra and Aurelia and just hit one of them on Vraska.
Probably. Well, this Shalai's big game here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to protect your other 2 fatties from removal spells, which is going to at least keep him back a bit. So...
Yeah, I just kind of wish I had green mana,
Yeah.
Just like, let's pump my team.
That would be a nice way to break this board stall.
Yep.
Maybe you should be playing Naya Mentor.
I don't think so.
No.
I think that makes the land base really bad.
I mean, you don't have to do anything but just, play it for Shalai. Just play free shock lands.
Out of the board? I'll open up 3 board slots out of the board.
Yeah, there you go. Temple Gardens.
What I was really looking for here was I was looking for a Resplendent Angel. I didn't really want the Shalai here. I'm like, I really need Resplendent Angel here.
Yeah.
Just so I can attack with Lyra or Aurelia, gain 4 and get a 4/4. Because then I'm just like, you're gonna die the next turn.
Right.
Because it would be a 5/5. Although pretty confident I know what he plays here, and it's not good for me.
Let's see what you got, Scott.
I believe he has a Ravenous Chupacabra. To blow up my Shalai. And he's sitting there and he goes, oh, what kind of target? And I'm like, yep, your only target's Shalai, so...
Get him out of there.
Yep. And I'm just like, this is rough.
There's another Goblin Banneret.
Yep. And So here's the even... This is the real bad part for me. Because...
Oh, as if it wasn't bad enough?
He has Ascend now.
Yeah. It's bad beats.
Yeah.
That's real bad beats for this Golden
I just lose here.
Yeah.
He's looking, he's counting, he's like, I got lands, I got 10. I'm like, oh, dude, this dude, he just drew Golden Demise because he started counting. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then he's just like, all right, I got City's Blessing. And he's right here, he's just going to play the Golden Demise. And I'm like, I just lose. Yep, Golden Demise. And I'm like, I count. And I'm like, yep. And then he's going to Emblem. And swing the team. I just make sure he's swinging everyone, because if he just swings, 3, I can make the 1/1. And I'm like, there's a Rekindling Phoenix off the top. Dang it.
That would have helped.
Yes, it would have. It would have presented lethal again. And so yeah, that was game 2. Like, that was a really weird game.
Yeah.
You know, I had such a commanding lead and just lost it really quickly to a fine finality.
You made a decision line error, not error, I would say, but you made like a decision.
Right, to present lethal rather than killing the walker.
Right, and say, I don't. Here's the thing with that: he gets to draw 2 cards, so I don't know if I think that that's. I don't know. I don't know if I could leave the Planeswalker there.
Yeah, being with it at 1, and he only had 5 lands at the time. I was kind of like, you know, he had 1 card or 2 cards in hand. I'm like, man, I hope one of those isn't a land, because if, you know, he plays land, sacks it. At 1, I was kind of hoping he just ticks up and then doesn't sack anything, doesn't draw a card, doesn't gain a life, and then I just have lethal. So I mean, it was kind of just a bet on his hand.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Mostly, I'm just like, gotta hope sometimes, and
you know what? I personally, I take the philosophy of, I don't really bet on what's in your hand. I bet that you're gonna top deck exactly what you need every time.
Yeah.
So I that's why I play the blue control decks that I do, because I always want to answer what you're trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to be the one that's necessarily trying to kill you. I want you to present what you have to me.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand that. I've just
this is also a much different deck. You're playing a Boros aggro deck, and you are meant to win the game. You know, so there's a lot of arguments for both sides.
Right. You know, and if he didn't draw Doom Whisperer, or if he didn't play Doom Whisperer there and played like almost anything else in his deck, I still win.
Right. If he doesn't play exactly Doom Whisperer and then exactly Fine Finality.
Right. Yeah.
Because here's the thing though, he got to draw 2 extra cards by the time he did that, so you know, you never know.
Yeah, I mean it's rough sometimes. Sometimes, you know, there's been times where I've played people. I have Chance for Glory out of the board. I know you hate it, but I've got people with it though.
Card's so bad.
I've only lost to the card once. And that's because I was facing Matt Rice, and he had a Ral Zurich and a Teferi, both ready to emblem. And I have almost exactly lethal. Almost. So I did it, and I'm like, I just have to hope that I draw Integrity Intervention or Response Resurgence off the top, and then I win this game. I drew Integrity Intervention, and he had 2 mana up. He cast Revitalize.
Oh my goodness.
Cast Revitalize to be at 2, and I'm like, oh no.
You are a trash person.
Yeah, and I'm like, out of all things you could have had, that was it. That was the only thing that saved you. Seal Away doesn't save you because I didn't attack with my Shalai, because I couldn't. If I attack with my Shalai, then it's not lethal anyway.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh no. Oh, but that's the only time I've lost by casting the card and just having the part that says you lose the game.
You had your Chance for Glory.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I was losing the game if I let him untap.
That's true.
I mean, Ral Zurich plus Teferi Emblem, I'm just dead.
You gotta go for it.
All right.
So let's see what the Horgan can do here for game 3.
This hand is mediocre, but I'm pretty sure I keep it.
I was going to say, it looks good. You have the turn 1 Legion's Landing, into turn 2 hold up Lightning Strike again.
Yep.
Which is exactly where you want to be. And if you find a 3rd land, you're ready. You're rolling. So.
Yeah, especially with the Legion War Boss. And
I actually think this is, for the matchup, a very good hand.
Yeah. It's just bagging on me getting the 3rd and 4th land, because I do have 2 4-drops.
It is banking on him playing a turn 2 threat as well.
Yep. And I attack, and I just drew a Danto Vanguard.
Oh, that's good. So I'm assuming you're just going to probably play that here, right?
Yep. However, it is not good against Ascend. Golden Demise.
Yeah, that's true.
Just dies to that.
And he does have no play here on turn 2, so you're not punished for not holding up that Lightning Strike. So you're going to get in here for 4.
Right, yeah, my philosophy was, like, if he plays it there, I can do it on my main phase.
Right.
If I don't draw a land.
Which you didn't. You just drew another lightning strike, which honestly, if you're not going to draw land, probably the best thing you could draw.
Yeah.
Just clear the way for your 2 dudes. You can do that for 2 turns. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, he just golden devises here. And I'm like, eh. And he's like, oh, you're not going to pay for him? I'm like, nah.
He was hoping.
Yep.
Oh,
And there's
right
the
on
third
time.
land, and I just jam out the war boss, get in for 1.
Yep. And now if he doesn't answer it immediately, it's going to get out of control.
Right. And it's going to flip my landing.
Yeah.
He has to play Golden Demise here, or it's going to flip my landing, and then I can just play either my Aurelia or my Phoenix.
Right.
And, like, yeah, flipping the landing here is huge for me because it allows me to just play more cards.
Yeah.
Especially because
sure.
I missed my turn 3 land drop and my turn 4, right?
No, you played your land on
I
4.
played my 3rd land on 4.
Correct.
And I'm pretty confident I just swing with the war boss. Like, I don't care. I might lightning strike something.
No, I think flipping this Legion's landing is more important than, well, maybe not. Now that you've drawn a 4th land, I would be content to just let the 1 dude attack. Honestly,
Yeah.
just simply because you can now play your 4 drops, and if he has to use a removal spell on the war boss, that's fine.
Yeah, I think what I do is I lightning strike and flip the landing, just
That's
to
also
give me to a
fine.
5th land in case I draw a Lyra, because then I force him to answer that.
Yep.
And then if he doesn't answer that, I have an Aurelia and a
Rekindling Phoenix.
Rekindling Phoenix that are coming down, and Rekindling Phoenix gets around Fine Finality so well. Just like, sure, this gets -4, but I get a 4/3 back at my upkeep.
Yeah, no, I actually like your line a little better than just playing a 4 drop and saying go, basically. I didn't really consider lightning striking the Jade Light Ranger.
Yeah.
For some reason in my head it had 4 toughness.
Yeah, especially because I have another one.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, and then you get in there for 5, you flip your landing. No, it's much better than just slamming a 4 drop.
Yeah, and plus, like, Aurelia would just make it, like, lethal.
Yeah. And if the best he's going to do is just play a couple of dorks, you're totally fine with that.
Yep.
Because you're going to get to play whatever you want on your turn, which, if I had to guess,
That was a while ago.
probably
Walker on the
play...
top. Yeah. I was like, can I see that again? Okay, cool. Thanks.
Just making sure.
Just making sure that's the one, because I'm like, I have this lightning
Now
strike
you
in
almost
hand.
want to, like, draw a land 6.
I drew a Tecatli, which is even better.
Which is even better. I was going to say you wanted land 6 because then you could hold up strike and play a 4 drop, but you know what? If you could just play a Tecatli Honor Guard, seems infinitely better.
Yep. It stops the Ravenous Chupacabra in his hand that I know he has.
Yep. Stops every Explorer.
Yep. I just played this Tecatli, and he's like, oh, man, that was a good draw. And I'm like, yep, just drew it for turn.
Yep. Get wrecked, bud. Even the camera, it knew.
Yeah.
It just couldn't handle it.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to mentor one of these goblins again.
You're totally fine with him just eating the Goblin, the Legion War Boss here, because you can trade the Legion War Boss and the Lightning Strike for that.
Yep.
Which I'm sure is what you're going to do.
Yeah, I believe it is what I do.
So he just has to, like, trade with one of these goblins or he's just dead.
Yep. He does trade with one of them.
Yeah.
So it takes 3. And then I lightning strike, and yep, exactly like you just said.
Yep. I may not play a lot of aggro decks, but I do know my way around standard.
Yep. You know, and I've been playing this deck for a while now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've seen these lines from you plenty of times.
I do a lot of weird things that people are like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I won.
Well, here's the thing. You're on 3 cards. All of them are powerful.
Yeah.
Or no, 2 cards.
I'm on 2 cards. I'm on...
Both of them are powerful. He's on no creatures in play going into this turn.
Yep.
He can now just play 2 dorks. And that's it. He's at 6 life. You're at 22. This game is... Oh, my God. And you drew a Resplendent Angel?
Yep.
You're just playing gas forever.
Yeah, and I just go for the Aurelia here to give this goblin...
for sure.
Give this goblin that's a 2/2, make it a 4/2 with trample.
Mm-hmm.
So if he blocks with the Midnight Reaver or the
The Wild Growth Walker. It's going to at least get in for some damage and
gets
trade.
in for 1 and then trades. Gets in 1 for 1 or 2 and then trades. So
Right.
it could potentially get in for 3 if he blocks with the Midnight Reaper. because it tramples over for 2, and then he's going to take 1 from it dying.
He should just honestly double block it.
Yeah. I definitely think I kill the Wild Growth. Just because if he has an answer for Tocatli that...
Yeah.
And then
it's
has
one of the
something
few
else,
ways you can get back in this game.
That's how he gets back in this game.
Yeah. No, and I say double block because you're also representing integrity intervention. So trading the goblin and integrity for your 2 dudes is probably about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he just wrecks your 2 dudes, you're going to lose.
Right.
You know?
Oop.
So...
Got to get back to this game.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
It happened again. It is a bit of a formality at this point. This game did seem like it was pretty much over.
Right, yeah. So here we go. Now he goes
he
blocks,
just does the single
and then
block.
he tramples for 2 and then takes 1 off the Midnight Reaper. Draws. And
I don't really see any combination of draws that gets him out of here.
He has to draw Doom Whisperer.
Okay. I guess exactly Doom Whisperer now is a way back in this.
And then when he played that 6th land, I was just like, okay.
And that's game.
Yeah. Definitely was very scary going into game 3 because game 2, I was very scared after that. I was just like, how did I lose that game? I had such a commanding board state and then lost because of fine finality. So I was just like, man, I can't do that again. I can't just run out all my good stuff.
Can't just get beat by that card again.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we'll see you guys back here for round 5.